Coming up this week, Luigi and his cousins dance for guests. Anaheim releases streetcar plans, and Great Wolf Lodge has its official grand opening. Plus later, Nancy continues her look at Disneyland for kids. All that coming up next. From points across California, you're listening to the Disneyland edition of the Diz Unplugged. This is the Diz Unplugged Disneyland edition, episode 555 for the week of March 6th, 2016. The Diz Unplugged Disneyland edition is brought to you by Dreams Unlimited Travel, helping you plan the perfect Disneyland vacation. Visit them on the web at www.dreamsunlimitedtravel.com. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the show. I am your host, Tom Bell, and I'm joined by my good friends Nancy Johnson.
Hey.
Mary Jo Mulatto Willie.
Hello.
And Michael Bowling.
Hey there, hi there, ho there.
Oh, hello, everyone. How was your week?
Wet.
Yes. Yay, thank you.
Busy.
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
Exciting. We saw Zootopia this morning.
Did you? Good. Good.
We
We'll
saw
talk.
it on
excited.
Saturday.
What'd you think, Michael?
Well, are we going to talk about it later on?
I don't know. Nancy just brought it up, so.
Oh, okay. I thought it was very well done.
She didn't hear our conversation from
No,
earlier.
apparently not. Or she decided just to...
Well, you asked how our week was. That was my
Okay.
topper of my week.
Okay. I hear it's really good. No spoilers, please. 'cause
Well,
I
at
wanna
least
go
she
see
didn't
it.
say, oh, and you know what I've read in the news this
And they all die. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
It was very good, but I'll save my comments for when we had agreed to.
Okay, cool.
Yes, that sounds lovely.
Oh, man.
I got to see Teresa. I had a business trip last week.
Oh,
and
Teresa in Orlando, yeah.
I was gonna get there. Not Teresa in Phoenix.
No.
But
Or Teresa in the chat room, or I don't know. Yeah.
I had a business in Melbourne, Florida, and so I kind of did a roundabout way to get there, and I went by the Diz Welcome Center, which is over by the cruise lines, and said hello to Teresa. So we had a nice chat over there and everything. So it was cool. It's nicely set up.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And not far from the cruise ships. So
Did you get
Very
a
cool.
free gift?
I didn't.
What?
What? How cheap.
They give free gifts.
Yeah.
For if you're a customer.
But that's all right. They could leave them for the clients because I do have a lot of. I almost bought another T-shirt, but I already have 3 Diz T-shirts. But it was fun running into her. Not that we talked nothing. We didn't mention anything about the Diz or podcasts or. I'm kidding. That was like the majority of our conversation. But it was fun.
Speaking of fun, I want to say hello to our friends listening live on Mixlr. If you want to listen live every Sunday night, beginning at 7 p.m. Pacific, head to Mixlr.com, look for Diz Unplugged Disneyland Edition, and you will find us there, and join the chat. We have lots of regulars that join us every week and keep us honest.
Sort of.
And we met some listeners in the park this weekend. One of them, Mary Jo was periscoping. Yeah, that's
How unusual, right?
Right, yeah, thank you.
It was cool
at the beginning of our lunch.
Yeah, I was there with you and Tony, so
yeah.
I thought it'd be neat so people could actually see you and Tony, and
Right.
and you know.
Because we'll talk about that lunch in a few weeks, but so remember she was periscoping, and somebody was in the parks and saw her, so that she was periscoping, and came and came over to the restaurant and waved at me, and I'm like, no, don't just wave and shouted across the crowd, love your podcast, thanks, yeah. I'm like, no, get over here. So he came over and we got to meet Jeff.
Can we say who it was? It was nice
Jeff.
seeing him.
Yeah, it was Jeff.
It was Jeff. And one of the things is, I wish we had more time to chat with him.
Right.
It would have been really nice.
Yeah. But we were eating, so. Actually, we weren't eating, but we were chatting with the waitress.
Yeah.
trying to order.
Extensively.
We're not famous, or we're not that famous. Don't feel you can not interrupt us and
We're very approachable. I think that's what you're saying.
Even if we're with our families. Especially if I'm with my family, because that's really, really cool for people to come over and say, I listen to it when my son is sitting there, because it just makes me look like a cool dad.
Notice how I chuckled at that. Also, we ran into Carissa. She's a fellow diva, and her son Connor.
Yep.
And that was fun running into them on Main Street.
And do you remember the gentleman's name we ran into at Luigi's?
Oh, he was there with his brother.
Yeah, anyway. It was great to meet you as well.
Yes.
So that was really, really cool. All right. Let's see. What else we want to talk about? Our other slate of Diz Unplugged shows. Make sure you listen to the Dreams Unlimited Travel Show. Comes out every Monday. The Diz Unplugged Orlando show, live every Tuesday at 10 a.m. Pacific. And the Diz Universal show every Thursday at 10 a.m. Pacific. So be sure you listen to all those. And of course, the Daily Fix is every Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. Pacific. You'll find that at wdwinfo.com/dailyfix. I have a few housekeeping. So let me do one real quick one. Last week I talked about Knott's Berry Farms, all the renovations and stuff like that. And I missed one thing about the Mrs. Knott's Chicken Dinner Restaurant. They talked about, instead of, how if you've been there, you wait in line a lot. So now they're going to add a service where they will text you when your table's ready. And in addition, on the busiest days like Easter or Thanksgiving or something like that, they will be taking reservations on Open Table. So,
oh, that's nice.
Yeah, that's kind of cool.
On Open Table, that is really nice.
Yeah.
Very convenient.
Right, exactly.
On the, 2 busy days of the year?
Right, well, I mean, I don't know. Those are just some of the examples, but
okay.
Maybe isn't it busy on Mother's Day or something like that? But anyway. Other thing I noticed while I was coming in, not the first 2 times I got through the metal detectors, but the third time that I didn't get through the metal detectors, that I didn't have to go through the metal detectors, they had Disneyland security manning some of the metal detectors tents instead of the event staff. So I'm thinking maybe they're starting to transition over. Did you notice that, Mary Jo?
I didn't notice that.
Yeah, so I mean, there were like three or four of the tents, and a couple of them had the guys in the yellow and blue jackets, and then there was one at least that had actual Disneyland security running the metal detectors. So that's kind of cool. Okay, I have a couple more, but anybody else have housekeeping?
I do. I have a couple.
Okay, go for it, Michael.
It's one. But last week I went over what is it? I'm trying to get something to display here. I went over some of the events that we talked about at the Walt Disney Family Museum.
Right.
And they have a couple of other items that have come up. And they have a couple of some more members events coming up. And I'm just bringing those up right now. They have the Teen Animation Festival International is going to be held at the Walt Disney Family Museum. And it's for artists ages 13 through 18. And it's going to take place April 30th through May 1st. This used to be called the Bay Area Teen Animation Festival, but the museum is now sponsoring it. So the reason I'm announcing this so early is because you young animators have until March 28th to submit your work for consideration. Previous awards have included family memberships to the Walt Disney Family Museum, portfolio reviews with professionals, and one-on-one time with industry professionals and studio tours. So just go on to waltdisney.org/TAFI for the Teen Animation Festival International and find out a little more about that. And this is open to teens around the world from 13 to 18. Another thing that they're having a special Bambi screening in honor of Tyrus Wong, who you remember, I did an actual episode on him a while back on the art of Tyrus Wong. He is 105 years old, and he is still an active animator and artist. And he's probably best known for the background work that he did on Bambi, which is still referred to for use in films like Finding Nemo. So they're going to be showing Bambi on March 19th and 20th. So again, you can go online and look at that. And they're also going to talk about the artwork. There is a documentary that's being prepared on him, so you'll hear a little more about that. So anyway, and you want to hear more about the events for Tyrus Wong? There's a website on the Walt Disney site that you can go to for that. And that's about it. Oh, Saturday, March 19th is Member for a Day. So if you're a member of the museum, there's a whole list on the website of museums that you will get free admission to for that day.
Nice.
So that's about it.
Very cool.
Okay.
Speaking of museums, Mary Jo and I went and checked out the new exhibit at the Disney Gallery.
Mm-hmm.
This one's focused on the trains of the Disneyland Resort that are not running currently.
Mm-hmm.
And some cool memorabilia, some artwork. One of the things I found really interesting is none of that. But they had lots of informational stuff on the walls. There's one big sign talking about the history of the Lily Bell. But then there's another one that gives bios of the 5 gentlemen that the trains are named after.
I thought that was really
Which is
cool.
kind of cool. Yeah. So, number 1 and has the name, number 2 and then tells about why they're, who they're named after, which is kind of cool. What was your favorite thing in there, Mary Jo?
That would probably be my favorite, but I also like the menu from the Disneyland Hotel that was, it was on a train.
Mm-hmm.
It was a children's menu from the Disneyland Hotel. And, something from Diane Disney Miller that had a little quote from her about how much her father loved the trains and
Right.
had a little, like a medal, I think it was, on the little placard on there. So I like the exhibits that they had in the middle of the floor.
Oh, the Look magazine.
Oh, that was really cool also.
That was something about her, Diane Disney Miller, right?
I still think they should give that to Michael.
Right?
Is it the one where she wrote about her father?
Yes.
Yeah.
I have it.
Oh, do you? Okay.
Yes.
So you can have that one then, Mary Jo.
All right.
So this is different from the railroad exhibit they did a couple of years ago.
Yeah, it looked
It was
different.
more the Disney park trains that they did.
Yeah, this is all Disneyland.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Okay.
And there's a little bit of artwork in like one corner of the Disneyana, just the center room, but not a lot. It's not like they normally would with covering all the walls with train content. It's just a little bit of other stuff in there.
It's a neat few minutes to take out to go see some of the history of Disneyland and the thoughts that went into putting the trains up. I really like the bios, though. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, I'm glad they did that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so in other artwork news, we go to Disneyland a lot, and we don't always go in the same shops. Well, this may have been there like for months, but I just noticed it. In Sarge's, they have a huge model of Radiator Springs. And I'm like, okay, I've got to ask about this. So I asked the cast member, and she said it was from the expo, and it's Mattel toys that they're selling now. It's kind of like Department 56 for kids.
Oh, wow.
So it's models of all the buildings in Radiator Springs that you can buy and take home.
You know what it kind of reminds me of, though?
Mm.
You know in Beetlejuice how he's doing the model of the town?
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of what it reminded me of, because it's like walking, it's a miniature version of Cars Land.
Yeah, it's a miniature version of Cars Land. Yeah, it's not even Radiator Springs. I think it actually is Cars Land. Looks more accurately Cars Land, but But currently there are 2 pieces out. There's Flo's V8 Cafe and Fillmore's, and they're lit. They have the lights work on them. All the neon lights, or not Leah, but I mean the lights work. But and then they have cars to go along with them. So Ramon is out. You can purchase Ramon to go along with this set. But they have all the buildings laid out in like styrofoam with everything in the right place, with the blinking yellow light, but they are pricey, like Department 56 is. Okay, so it has been there. So okay, so yeah, somebody in Mixler is telling me that we suck and that it's been there for months.
No, she said, well, since mid-December. You said since the expo, so it was after the expo.
Okay, all right, fine.
So that's in line with what you were saying, Tom.
Okay, cool. When we just noticed it. But they are pricey. The Flo's V8 Cafe is about $100, and
I think Fillmore's was 55,
yeah,
right?
Yeah. The car's a little cheaper. The car was only like $12. So
yeah, but Fillmore's
it's really. I could have stood there in there just looking at the thing for.
I had to drag them out.
Yeah, she did by the ear.
I'm looking at it online. It looks cool.
Yeah.
I think there's something similar that is a Disneyland model, because I've seen that on Facebook and stuff. People putting it together.
Okay, well, I know like they have the Olszewski pieces, but those are.
Yeah, no, this is one that looks just like this style.
Okay.
But it's Disneyland.
I haven't seen those, because
Yeah,
I would have
know.
started buying them.
Yeah, I think I would have too. I have to find out where those are from.
Yeah. All right. So a couple weeks ago, Mary Jo got to experience the Walk and Walt's Footsteps tour, and you had done a segment, about a year ago?
Oh, no, it's been longer than that.
Okay. But I will put a link in the show notes page. But tell us what's different about it. Any updates to it?
Well, what I really liked about it is the cast member that gave the tour. We had Esteban, yeah, he was fantastic. And he basically told us that they do try to tailor the tour so that it's the same experience for everybody, so that you're not thinking you're getting a better experience from one cast member to another. But he told us stories that I had never heard before, or maybe I forgot, that could happen too. But there were 4 of us who went, including my daughter Kelly and Chris and Leslie, who were kind of like the tour buddies at Disneyland, that we do a lot of tours together. And all 4 of us thought it was a fantastic tour. Of course, they don't do Walt's apartment anymore. But instead, we got to visit the Dream Suite. And we spent some time in the Dream Suite. And of course, I'm not going to spoil any of the surprises in there or anything like that. But there was a certain part where we were up there and we actually got tears in our eyes, just because it was just so touching. Everything that they do up there, and what went behind putting everything together over there. So, they don't allow you to take pictures in the Dream Suite, but they will take a picture of you in the living room portion of it. So the rides that we got, because we don't get to go on the train anymore, so we got to go on Alice in Wonderland. Well, they take you in Alice in Wonderland. Alice in Wonderland wasn't running, so we got a fast pass.
Geez.
I know. So but we did get a fast pass to return anytime that day with 6 people. So I thought that was really nice that they did that. And then we went on, it's a Small World. And I just wanted to emphasize that Walk and Walt's Footsteps tour is basically everything that Walt had something to do with. So you're not going to go into Toontown. You're not going to go into Critter Country, because Walt Disney did not have anything to do with those lands. So you're touching on everything that he had, and they still do the touches of listening to his voice in certain parts of the park. And that, along with the cast member dialogue, we just thought it was a fantastic tour. We were really glad that we took it. This is the 3rd time I took it. First time was in 2000. The second time was when they added Walt's apartment, and then the 3rd time was we all wanted to try the Dream Suite, so we went there. But Rob agrees with me. He says it's a great tour. I still recommend that, even though it's a little bit pricey. I still recommend that tour over the others at Disneyland. And then, of course, at California Adventure, the sister tour is the California Story. But We really enjoyed it.
It's like the same price, and
it's the same price,
Yeah.
and you get to in that one you get to go into Club 1901.
Oh, 1901. That's right. You do.
So you do get that little perk that most guests don't get at Disneyland. We get we get the Dream Suite. You do not get to go to Club 33 at all. In case anybody was wondering if that was ever going to happen, that's not going to happen, and there's no talk right now that they would admit to of going back to Walt's apartment.
At one point they were saying that if the Dream Suite is ever occupied and they can't do the Dream Suite, Walt's apartment is the backup.
Okay, that makes sense. But I can see how Walt's apartment is so tiny,
Right.
and to have people
not
traipse in there one or two times a day.
Yeah, and not accessible.
Correct. It
So-
isn't. But even if that wasn't one of the reasons, I just think it would get worn down by so many people going
Yeah.
through it all the time.
Yeah.
So I kind of like that it's more exclusive to perhaps the ABD tours, or
Right.
like you said, like the backup. And the Dream Suite was something that he was having built anyway for him, so it's not out of the. It's a good.
It's still
a good
kind of
fit.
related, yeah.
Yeah, it's a good fit, and a lot of the items in there are things that Walt and Lillian had purchased for their own things, and it's just really cool to go over there. So the tour itself, it was. Let me see. We started at 10, and 1:30 we were just finishing up and getting ready to eat.
Wow.
So it's a full tour, and there's a lot of walking. So for those of you who want to know about if you're in an ECV, you can keep up. The tour guides are there. There were a few little hiccups, like somebody forgot her purse in the Haunted Mansion, and we didn't have any.
At least they didn't forget their backpack at the restaurant.
that person got the backpack back.
Did you get it
by the
back?
way.
Okay, cool. I'm
Yes.
sorry, I just outed you.
You just outed me. Not only that, they had me in the system and say, "Did you lose your wallet on May 22nd?" And that's when I was with you and Michael. And I'm like, "Yeah." I was hoping you guys wouldn't have kept that record, but yeah, they had it down. But anyway, for the Walk in Walt's footsteps, I don't recommend it for somebody with small children because it is long. It is talking a lot about the history of Disneyland in Walt's eyes. So person would have to really be, a child would have to really be a fan and be willing to walk so much to go on there. And even usually the tour takes you on the train, but since the trains aren't running, we went to New Orleans Square and we sat in the train for a little bit, which was a nice little respite. And our tour guide told us a little bit of history about the trains and about which I'm not going to tell you because you should take the tour. But it was fun.
Very cool.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and they gave us, we went during the annual pass holder days. So we got a special AP cookie.
Nice.
Yeah. And then the pin they gave us was a pretty awesome pin. It's one of those ones that opens up like a little book and it has his opening speech in it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So I need to date these because I leave it comes on a little postcard. And the postcard, it says Walk in Walt's Disneyland Footsteps. And then it has the heavy pin. And then you open it up and it's got, it has on one side, it has the partner statue when you open it up and it says, I think what I want Disneyland to be most of all is a happy place where adults and children can experience together some of the wonders of life. And then the other side is his opening speech, which I'm not going to read. So it's just a really nice memento.
You kind of should have that memorized, really.
I know, right?
Take away your podcasting card.
Disneyland is your land.
There you go.
I'm not going to go into that.
Any other housekeeping? Wow, cool. I thought we had tons of housekeeping. All right.
I'm sorry. This is just a continuation.
Yeah.
When we met up with Esteban, he said that there is one of his co-workers, Joe Gajardo, is in Shanghai and listens to our show.
Wow.
So I told him that I would do a shout out to Joe Gajardo in Shanghai on behalf of Esteban.
Yay.
But yeah, I thought it's nice when cast members. I've met a few cast members that listen to our show.
Okay.
So it's really nice.
And I just forgot something I was going to talk about in housekeeping, and I totally forgot. The one rapid fire that we weren't going to use. What was it? The Frozen? I think.
The fact that it's starting in May.
That it's starting in May. Let's see. Ba-ba-da-ba-da-ba.
Oh,
Yep.
we're not going to...
That one wasn't one. That wasn't a housekeeping, or that wasn't a rapid fire. Yeah. Okay. So, Frozen at the official name is what? Frozen at the live at the Hyperion. Comes.
Weird name.
I know, right? Opens in May 27th. Worst possible day ever.
Which is Memorial Day
weekend,
right?
Memorial Day Friday, and
Well, at least they're not having a 24-hour event, right?
They're not
that we know of.
that we know
I'm
of.
just kidding.
And then because that's coming, the sing along is glowing away, melting away, and what is the date on that? April?
I believe
I'm
so.
so unprepared. I'm sorry. We had a lot going on, and I think Anyway, look it up.
You're too funny.
No. Sorry, guys. But we'll find the date. But April 16th, yeah. I thought it was around that, April 16th to 17th. The sing-along is melting away. So if you want to sing really, really loud, that's happening then. All right, time for news.
Dina would know that.
Yeah. And yes, Dina in the chat room. I'm going to talk about that. Okay, cool. Time for news. Do we talk about Luigi or Great Wolf Lodge first, Mary Jo?
You pick.
I wasn't asking Nancy. I said Mary Jo.
But I agree with Nancy. You pick.
Okay, dang it. Okay. Let's talk about Great Wolf Lodge. I got to take a tour. It's been open for a couple weeks, but this on Friday they had the official grand opening moment. And due to Luigi, I missed it. I felt really, really bad, but I thought I could get to DCA at Rope Drop and then ride Luigi once and then head straight over to Great Wolf Lodge, and it just didn't work out that way. But I did get a tour of the property, which was really nice. And thanks to a fellow podcaster from Skywalking Through Neverland,
yep.
I got to take a look at the rooms. So,
Cool.
And so it's, excuse me, sorry. I need a drink of water. It's not Disney. I'll post some of the pictures in the show notes page at www.disunplug.com, but there is a ton of things to do there. You could almost make this your vacation, but the theming is not up to Disney quality. So, they're all over the country, and so in places where there isn't a Disneyland, they could probably get away with the theming that's there, but being a couple miles from Disneyland, they may need to up their game. They have a huge water park, indoor water park, with like a bunch of slides. There's a big tower with like the family slides and group all different tube slides and things like that. There's a wave pool. There is a like a sports pool where it has like net climbing and basketball hoops and things like that. And there's the cutest toddler pool. That's a sloping pool, so like 0 entry pool. And it has like almost little one replicas of some of the stuff that's in the structure for the bigger kids. So it has little baby slides.
Aww.
That like a little 1 foot high slide that the little toddler was going down, and a little bucket that dumps, but it's like the size of a sand pail that you use on the beach. So it just dumps a little bit of water. They also have an outdoor pool area if you want to be outside. So that, and they were saying that in the pool area is only for guests of Great Wolf Lodge. So you have to be staying there to utilize the pool area.
So there's no, like, renting a cabana
No.
if you're not a guest
No,
or something?
they do have cabanas, but you have to be a guest of the hotel to use the pool area. Now, that said, there are other cool things for non-guests of Great Wolf Lodge. They have 2 restaurants. They have a sit-down restaurant and they have a buffet. They have a Dunkin' Donuts, which is one of the first Dunkin' Donuts in Southern California. They're starting to expand into California, but people are really excited about Dunkin' Donuts. They have their own pizza place. They have a huge arcade. They have an XD theater. This was, like a big curved movie screen and 4 pods, or four sets of 2 seats that remind me of the seats in Minion Mayhem at Universal.
Okay.
Okay, those kind of seats. But there were guns attached to it. So it was kind of like Toy Story Midway Mania with moving seats and 3D. I don't know if it's 3D. I can't remember if it's 3D, but so like a motion simulator and you're shooting things. They have glow in the dark mini golf, a 9-hole miniature golf course that's like black light.
How fun.
They have a mini bowling alley. They have a kids spa called Scoops. So it's kind of a knockoff of Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique, but they do like manicures and pedicures and things like that for the young ones. They do like story time in the lobby. They have let's see, I'm trying to think of what they're calling it, but there's a show that happens in the lobby like 3 times a day, and it kind of reminds me of the animatronics you'd see at Chuck E. Cheese, where it's characters that or almost like Bear Country, where they come up from the holes and
Oh my.
and do a little show, like a little singing, just a little something. What I thought was really cool is they have 2 interactive experiences at the resort. Think Sorcerers of the Magic Kingdom type stuff. The first one's called Magic Quest, and this is where you're battling dragons and things like that. And you purchase a magic wand for starting at like $17.99. There are a bunch of different magic wands, and there are different toppers so if you want to upgrade your magic wand, there are different toppers to go with the magic wand. And you go on this quest around the resort, stop when you want, come back from your next stay. It works at other resorts, other Great Wolf Lodges as well. But not only do they have like regular small kiosk screens, but they also have like huge, like curved screens with that interact with it. They have treasure chests that you wave your magic wand and the treasure chest opens. They have inside the buffet, there's a huge tree, and there's things that interact with it there. And even some of the kids' suites, the rooms, have magic things that happen with the magic wand. So that's kind of cool for the kind of probably my age kid, maybe a little younger. But for the little guys, they have what's called Clubhouse Crew. This one's actually a little pricier, surprisingly enough, but it's a Build-A-Bear type animal with an embedded RFID chip. And so you use that on a different set of kiosks around the resort to have an interactive game experience, which is kind of cool. The rooms are nice, very simple. They've got the rustic headboard and things like that. The lamps have little mice or something, little critters on them, and really, really, Yeah, and just a little theming. Like I said, I will put not links. I'll put pictures in the show notes page so you can take a look at Great Wolf Lodge and let me know what you think. It is a little pricey because it includes the water park. But, it might be fun to take a couple days break from your Disneyland vacation, move over there, and experience it for a couple days, and then move back to Disney. Any questions about it? No? Okay.
Sounds like fun.
Yeah, sounds like fun.
It's on our list for sometime in the next couple months.
Cool.
Oh, your girls would probably love it.
Yeah.
Lily's been begging to go since she first heard about it, so... I guess my initial gut when I looked at the website for the first time and looked at their theming and stuff is they were trying to be Legoland without the property behind it.
Okay.
They were trying to do what Legoland does and create the family rooms, with the separate areas and stuff like that.
I think I have info on the rooms. Let me look and see if I do.
Without, really having the design decoration. I mean, Legoland, and I'll talk about that in my rapid fire. Legoland's certainly expanding and adding new rooms.
And just so you know, there are 600 rooms. They have a family suite, double queen suite, suite with bunk beds, just a bunch of different room combinations. They said that the water park capacity is 2,000. Okay. And so rooms, there's 600. So if you average three people in a room, that's 1,800. So
yeah,
there should always be enough room for everybody at the water park. So that was kind of cool. All right, let's move on. Let's talk about the streetcar. So we've been talking about this streetcar off and on for the last 5 years since we've been here. But the city of Anaheim has released a route map and a little more details about the streetcar that would connect the Arctic, Anaheim Regional Transportation Intermodal Center, ugly name, to Disneyland and the Anaheim Convention Center. So the 3.2 mile route would take 18 minutes, making 8 stops along the way. Begins at Arctic, like I said, and from Arctic you can get Amtrak, Greyhound, Orange County Transit, the ART, the Megabus, the Tres Estrellas de Oro bus that comes from Mexico. And of course, there are stops along the way. It goes down Catella Boulevard, Catella Avenue, and then goes up behind Harbor, across. It goes across Disney Way, stopping at Disneyland Resort, and then over to the Convention Center. There's like I said, a stop at the Convention Center. The other stop at the Disneyland Resort would be at the proposed new parking structure that will be behind basically behind the Carousel Inn and Suites.
Have we talked about that before?
We have, yeah.
There's going to be a parking structure?
They purchased that. There's an adult school or some kind of school back there, right behind Quality Inn and Suites. All that space behind Quality Inn is they own now.
I knew they owned it, but I thought our discussion was going to be that they were going to be moving backstage over there.
That's some of that too, but they're also talking about building a structure with 6,800 spaces.
Wow. And
they're going to tear out, allegedly, the Carousel Inn and use that as the walkway from the parking structure, and also possibly building a pedestrian bridge over Harbor Boulevard. Cost of the streetcar project is almost $300 million. Of course, not everyone is in favor of spending the money. Our good friend, Mayor Tom Tate, says that Even if money were no object, I still wouldn't build it. Transit money must relieve congestion and increase mobility, and this streetcar does neither. It actually makes it worse. And of course, as they always do, Councilman Chris Murray disagrees, countering, "We have a vital transit corridor, and the streetcar will help alleviate congestion on our roads in Anaheim." The fleet of 10 streetcars is expected to be in service by the end of 2021. With ridership up to 1.25 million annually by 2035. And Disney officials have no comment or have not taken a position on the streetcar project. So we are so addicted to our cars that, I mean, art does okay, but I don't know. We'll see.
So who would this be serving? Would it be the people staying at the hotels and motels along that route, or people use the trains to come in?
That's right, exactly. There's one stop. It starts at the Arctic. There's one stop just under the 50, just past the 57, and that's where the Ayers maybe is. And then 2 more stops along Catella. There's the stop looks like at Garden Walk. Then a stop. Actually, there's a stop at the new parking structure, and a stop at the old parking structure, or the current like hub outside of Harbor, and then one in the convention center. So. Yeah, this is all going to change, I'm sure, before it actually gets built. But it's going to be interesting to see if it actually goes through and how long it takes to build.
Someone is asking on Mixler if LAX connects to Arctic. Actually, Mark was asking.
LAX? I don't think there is a
shuttle that goes.
You could take the Amtrak to Union Station and do the flyaway bus from there. They have a flyaway bus from Union Station downtown that goes to LA, and it's only like, $7 or something.
I don't know. It just seems like the mayor might be right with this one. I just don't know who's going to be riding this thing.
It's a lot of money for and it doesn't cover all of the resort area. It just goes straight down Catella and across Disney Way, and then over to the convention center along Catella or along Harbor. So, yeah, for that much money, it should cover more ground.
And it'll go up.
I know it's going to be like $500 million.
Yeah, because they always take the lowest bidder, knowing they're just going to then add in their costs as they go along. That's how California works.
Do we want to talk about bullet trains?
Yeah. Or the Bay Bridge.
Yeah. Or Shanghai. Oh, that's not California. All right.
Just affects California.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so let's talk about Luigi, Mary Jo. I got to ride twice, and you got to ride once. What's your opinion?
I really liked it. It's during the dry season.
Mm-hmm.
It'll run.
The dry season. Yeah, no.
Yeah, during the dry season, because it started to rain, so they stopped it. But oh my gosh, I'm still singing the Mambo song. But I like the fact that they have different songs that the cars dance to, and that you're going around. It was fun. I really didn't pay too much attention looking at other people because I was having too much fun in our car. Yeah. Plus sharing the ride with. And
this is not an e-ticket. It was never meant to be an e-ticket.
It's a C-ticket ride.
It's comparable to the fun level of Mater. Finally, I think.
I would say when people ask, just think of, because people were asking, can we drive it, whatever. Just think of being in a bumper car, going all different directions, but you don't steer. Yeah. And you don't bump into the other cars. But what you do
it's just like bumper cars.
Yes.
Well, you go all over and there's no center, and you go all over, so maybe not like bumper cars, but that's how I felt. You do have one strap that goes across the two people that sit in there. Two parents and two slender parents and a child
Yes,
could fit.
okay.
Or a parent and two small children could fit together.
Yeah.
That I think there wouldn't be an issue with that. Other than that, it's really a 2-person or 1-person ride. It was just so much fun. I like that we did. There was this one part where all the cars were dancing in a circle with 2 cars in the middle dancing. But that doesn't last for a long time, so you're not going to get bored because you're constantly changing directions. And there's this one part where everybody spins, but it's a dance that you do with all the other cars with the music going and everything. So I thought it was fun. My daughter's friend, who's a guy, he said it was very cute. I think it's a perfect ride for families. I think parents and children adults will like it too. But this is a great, great ride to ride with your kids.
It is very low capacity. There are 18 cars. So, if the line is long, it's going to be a long time.
Yeah. That's the one downside that it is going to be. Because one of the cool things about Mater's is, I don't know why, but the line is usually not really long.
Right. Well, they have double capacity too, right?
Oh, that's true. They do.
Yeah.
I would say that 20 to 30 minute max is what I would wait for this ride.
Well, and I love that one room in the queue, the bulletin board. I could look at that for at least 5 minutes.
They didn't change it, did they?
No, the queue's exactly the same.
Yeah, so that's, I mean,
including all the references to the dancing tires.
Oh yeah, so it was fun, because they did have what was that? The dancing. They did say dance on it, right?
Yeah, yeah.
It was a big tire on it.
Yeah, Danza.
And I think the music is probably the same, but figure the dance lasts as long as a song.
Yeah, well, it's like Allison in this chat room says it's 75 seconds, but
I thought it was more like 90.
Yeah, I thought I had heard 90 seconds, but yeah.
Is there a homage to the deflated previous attraction in there?
Only the tire references around the ride itself. Like they still have remember the topiary with the tires? They still have that. And then they have this huge, like, I'll call it a billboard type sign. And it's a huge tire and it says dance across it.
Oh, okay.
What was I going to say? Now they have special cars that open up more, because I mean these are, you just slide in and sit down, but there are some cars that the doors actually open for people that in wheelchairs or have accessibility issues, and so they use the same cars for that, and they're not trying to get like they do with the tires, where they had special tires that they had to push into the little corral and things like that. So,
and they also don't pull the cars to the side like they did for the tire for the accessible.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to say. The little corral thing that they used.
In fact, there was a family who was riding next to us, I think, right, Tom?
Yeah.
And the little boy needed a wheelchair, so they ran and they grabbed the.
So they just wheel them out to the actual car and load them in and move the wheelchair out of the way.
Yeah, so and I don't think that took
much
time. And so, and for those of you who are wondering, because I know some of you are, you know how they have the eyes on the cars. When you're looking from the windshield, it's just like those decals where
it's just like riding like riding on Radiator Springs Racers. That kind of decal on the eyes.
Yep.
I never even noticed the eyes on Radiators. Okay.
Really?
Yeah, so it's just like that. Yeah, no, I never. It's obvious on these cars because you're walking up to them and you see the eyes and they're so cute, and you have the men cars with the mustaches, and I have my own car. Has my initials.
Are you sure they're men cars? They are Italian, you know.
I looked under the hood.
Hey.
Thomas!
What?
Well,
I checked the dipstick.
Okay, so moving on. It was a very fun ride. It was a very fun ride that I thought, and I definitely will go back on it. I'm looking forward to riding it with Zoe and Lily.
It was funny because the line on the preview day on Friday for annual pass holders was longer than the line on Saturday for the soft openings.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah. Well, I got a text today from someone who wrote it late this afternoon that said, you'll need Dramamine.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you would,
Yeah,
Nancy. Yeah.
It was kind of cool, though. On the annual pass holder day, they gave out keychains.
That's
Cool.
neat.
Yeah, that say and specifically has the logo and says annual pass holder preview, and then on the backside has a lovely advertisement for Alamo Rent-A-Car.
So did you get one then?
Yeah. And of course, they
Nice.
scan your annual pass, so you only get one.
Yeah, everything. Oh, that was another thing that we experienced because Tom was actually in the line ahead of me, like maybe 20 people. So he waved at me. So I sent him a note saying, "Hey Tom, if you want to ride it, you can join me." And I was waiting for him to say, "Yeah, you could join me." That never happened.
I figured you would
But
just shoved your way through, but
No, that's it. There were too many people, and
Yeah.
I was okay. I was okay.
we were in the separate rooms. So
Yeah, so it was funny. He waited long enough to wave to me like a neener. He was ahead of me, but the ride broke down. So the people in front of me, I thought I would just wait it out. And finally, the cast members said, since they didn't know when the attraction would be coming up again because it was sprinkling off and on, they just kind of like walked us all off. And the people in front of us said something, and so she said, "Yeah, sure, I'll give you a fast pass to come back." And I said, "Well, then I want one too." So when they did that, all they did was scan my annual pass
it's like the
barcode.
the DAS program, same kind of.
Oh, is that
Yeah.
okay? I've never. So
Yeah.
so that's what they did, and asked me how many were in my party. So I said 2 because I figured that Tom and I would hopefully go back and we could share a car. So I said 2, and then that's what we used when we went back, and they just scanned my.
No, they
tried
didn't.
To scan my card. They tried to several times. They didn't.
She's got a bad card.
I have a bad card. Yeah, my card is unreadable. So.
So this is an attraction that can't run in the rain?
Correct. They say that if the ground gets wet, then it won't run. And it was barely sprinkling, and they shut it down. So, luckily unluckily we're in a drought. But when it doesn't rain that much here, so it'll cause issues during the winter months.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
But there's other attractions that don't run in the rain. Was
Yeah.
Teacups.
Go ahead.
Teacups doesn't run in the rain.
Just ask them if you can have if you do go there and you run into something like that, ask them if you can get a fast pass to go back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah. And it's not a pass attraction,
No.
but just to avoid the lines, and they walked us right on. It was really cool.
Mm-hmm.
We had no wait.
Yeah. All right, that is the news. Time for rapid fire. I will go first because I can. That was from Mary Jo. She's like, "I like when you say that." I'm like, okay.
Makes me laugh.
This spring, Six Flags Magic Mountain is introducing a groundbreaking, that's where their words, new ride experience. The New Revolution Virtual Reality Coaster. In partnership with, this is where you need Dramamine, Nancy. In partnership with Samsung Gear VR and Oculus, the New Revolution will be equipped with wireless headsets that, while wearing, allowed you to enter a virtual world with high-resolution imagery and 360-degree views that synchronize to the action of the coaster. So I think I read this is going to be like an alien battle or something like that, and so you don't have to look at the mountain around you. You look at in your goggles, and it's while you're riding the coaster, which is kind of cool.
I remember when the coaster first opened, it was the first 360-degree
right,
coaster.
the first loop, yeah.
Yeah, it was the first loop roller coaster, and it was so fascinating.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so funny that now it's like saying it's not exciting enough that you're doing a loop.
Right.
You have to now strap on goggles
Mm-hmm.
to make it even more so.
It should be opening soon. I think they're doing annual pass holder previews, season pass holder previews, beginning March 26th. So soft opening then. So should be in about a month or so. It should be open. So I don't know. To me, it seems like a legal nightmare to have these goggle things attached to your head while you're going on a loop on a roller coaster. And
well, you know how the Magic Mountain, they take so much care when you get on those rides.
Yeah. every time I go on Tatsu, I think about that. I like the experience on Tatsu, but the thinking about how you're strapped into that thing just scares the crap out of me. Because you're facing straight down. If any of those, normal roller coasters, you're sitting in a seat, so if the harness gives way, you're still sitting in the seat. And you can kind of hang on, but Tatsu, all your weight is on the harness, and never mind. Sorry, let's not talk about that.
Goes the wind.
Yeah, exactly. All right, Mary Jo next.
Okay, well, over in Turtle Talk with Crush, he's getting some new friends who are going to join him, and this would be Dory and some of her friends in her new movie, which are going to be Destiny the whale shark, Bailey the beluga whale, and Hank the septopus, which is a 7-legged octopus. So, yeah. So, also, Miniman Squirt will also be swimming by for the first time, and Nemo and Marlin might also be joining them. So, Turtle Talk with Crush is getting just a little bit more interactive than it has been, which is really exciting.
Very cool. All right, thank you.
Yeah. So she might even speak whale.
She already does that, doesn't they? Do that?
Well, when she's with Crush.
Oh, okay.
She might speak whale.
Gotcha. All right. Thank you, Mary Jo. Michael.
Well, in just a few weeks, the Disney California Adventure Food and Wine Festival is going to start on every weekend in April. And they're starting to release a little more information about it. We've got some information on the chef demonstrations, webinars, and celebrity chef appearances. So there's going to be culinary demonstrations featuring some of the best chefs in the world, including some of your favorites from the Disneyland Resort. I have no doubt Nancy's good friend Andrew Stanton will be there. And this is going to
We saw him yesterday. He said hello.
To Nancy?
No, not really.
He said hello to Tony
yes,
and Tom.
He did.
Oh, well.
He doesn't
So
know
Nancy's
you know
not
me.
the only one. That was very good. Good comeback there. Anyway, all of these culinary demonstrations are going to take place on the Backlot stage in Hollywoodland. Don't miss your chance to learn a new technique during these 30-minute complimentary presentations. Seating is limited, so be sure that you arrive early. Conducted in a relaxing setting of the Sonoma Terrace at the Golden Vine Winery, they're going to have the beverage seminars, and these are supposed to be fun and informative, and you can quench your thirst for knowledge about wine, beer, and spirits. These are 45-minute seminars, and they will include up to 3 tastings. The cost for these is $15 per person plus tax. Stage 17 in Hollywoodland will be hosted the Celebrity Kitchen. They're going to have some of the biggest names in the culinary world, including superstar chefs.
I like that superstar.
I know. Guy Fieri, Graham Elliott, Keegan Gerard, Robert Irvine, and Disneyland Resort Executive Chef Andrew Sutton, as they share tips, treasured recipes, and behind-the-scenes stories while they show you how to create their personal favorite dishes. They will have an autograph signing after each of their appearances. This cost is $99 per person, and then tax and gratuity. And annual pass holders, you have an opportunity to enjoy a special Celebrity Kitchen VIP experience. This includes premium seating, priority access for the autograph session, and a special gift. And this cost is $149 plus tax and gratuity. There's also some seminars called Beyond the Kitchen Lifestyle Seminars, and these celebrate springtime in beautiful California. These are held in Hollywoodland, and these seminars are an opportunity to learn more about exciting topics, including gardening, horticulture, and health and wellness. So we will have a link in our show notes where you can make reservations for beverage seminars and celebrity kitchen experiences. And we hope to see you there. I'm really excited about this. I'm looking forward to it.
I also dug out the old Food and Wine page on the Diz and updated it with all the schedule. So put a link to that also in the show notes page. So we have a dedicated page to keep updated for Food and Wine. So the non-celebrity chef demonstrations, I'm assuming, will be on the stage there in Hollywoodland because it says seating. And then there's that bench seating there.
Yeah, that's what
not the Mad Tea Party stage, but the other stage.
The little
That's right, because the last time it was in front of the sun.
Yeah.
That's not there anymore.
Right.
So having it on that stage with the chairs, so that'll be interesting.
But then, what are they gonna get rid of the Mad Tea Party stage real quick, or is that maybe where the horticulture thing's gonna be?
Somebody,
who knows?
Stage.
Yeah, it is. And they got 2 days to get rid of it.
What's the kiosk that sells things over there by the Muppet Theater?
Oh, Oakins. Wandering Oakins.
Oakins? Yeah, somebody told me they were going to be using they're clearing that out, his stuff out, and that would be Food and Wine also.
Oh, cool.
Well, that would certainly be nice. Because they used vending carts a lot last year.
Yeah, well, and they have the 2 bars in that area.
Oh, that's right.
Well, they can use those for specialty drinks and stuff, though, and food samples.
Yeah. Should be interesting. I also saw somewhere that they will, of course, do the same thing they did the last time, where they had special items at each of the counter service
service?
in DCA. So.
Oh, that'll be fun.
All right, Nancy.
Okay, well, if you can't get enough of your Starbucks in the parks and at the downtown Disney one, or say you're coming from the Disneyland or Paradise Pier Hotel and you desperately want to get your fix before you get to the Starbucks over there by World of Disney.
Just can't wait for that caffeine.
Well, it used to be so swell to have that coffee shop, have the coffee shop in the bookstore.
Mm-hmm.
Well, guess what? That building's going to be hosting another coffee shop. Actually, I take that back.
Nancy?
It's going to be, it's going to be in the old Apricot Lane building where the DVC has its, showrooms. They're going to be sometime in 2016. They're going to be putting a new, Starbucks, and this is probably where that little pop-up Ghirardelli shop was over the holidays.
No, I think it's actually going to be in the building because DVC only used like 2/3 of that building.
Right, and then they had a little Ghirardelli pop-up shop in. They had one inside the building.
Okay, yeah.
It was on the left side.
Yep.
There's that little storefront. So that's where I'm assuming it's going to end up.
Yeah.
They haven't been very specific, but it says it says it will be located next to Disney Vacation Club on the west end of downtown Disney District. So for the fact that they made that into a pop-up shop over the winter holidays says to me that looks like that'll be the place.
Very cool.
So there you go.
All right.
Game.
Thank you, Nancy. Thank you, Nasser. That is right. Well, you know what? I had so much fun with Rapid Fires. Let's do it again.
Yay!
Okay. I go first.
Ooh, we're daring.
We get
today.
around 2.
Yeah. What? All right, cool.
Daring today.
I know. It's new. It's new. It's exciting. All right. Beginning March 18th, 2016, guests can get a preview of the upcoming Disney feature, The Jungle Book, in Guess the Bugs Life Theater, including special in-theater effects. Ooh. And an introduction by director Jon Favreau. So we'll go from Zootopia preview to Jungle Book preview in the Bugs Life Theater, and we'll never see the bugs again.
I was wondering.
I don't know. Maybe not. All right. Mary Jo, you got another one?
I do have another one.
Surprise! Okay, cool. Not that I planned this at all.
This is just spur of the moment.
Yes.
But we were talking about Zootopia in chat on Mixler, and everybody's talking about how much they like it and everything. Nancy went and saw it today, right?
Yep. Loved it.
And I think Michael and Carol also saw it today. And my
yesterday,
daughters, I'm sorry.
Get it right. Come on.
I've got some good news for people who've seen Zootopia and have coming to love the characters. Two of them, Nick Wilde and Judy Hopps, are going to be joining the characters at California Adventure in the Hollywood Boulevard over there. So that's something to look forward to. And that's going to be happening soon. I don't have a date. It's sometime this spring. So it's before June. Maybe spring
Probably
break,
before
we'll see them.
It
So
should
by
be
then
soon
I'll
because the
see
movie's out, right?
Zootopia. Yeah, the movie just came out. People are loving it. It's getting a lot of really, I think somebody said on Rotten Tomatoes it got a 98%.
It got a 98%. At one point it had 100% and then it dropped down to a 98.
Dang it.
Okay,
That
so
1%.
this
It must be
movie's-
because of Craig and Craig's
yeah.
lovely review.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
What are your thoughts, Michael, on it?
I thought it was very well done. It's beautifully
Oh my gosh,
animated.
yeah.
And when you read about the technology that went into this, how they animated it, there's one of the characters, I think Nick Wilde has more hair than, or the otter has more hair than Elsa, and how they had to, how they researched all the way the animals moved, all their different fur and all that, and they animated everyone differently so the fur would move properly. I mean, it's amazing. But so it has a good storyline that I think will hold everybody's attention. But what I really thought is this is a great film that you can use if you need to have some of those difficult discussions with children. If you need to talk with children about why you don't treat people differently based on their gender or their race or their appearance. This movie can be used as a launching point for that.
Oh yeah.
If you want to accomplish something, you can do it through hard work and perseverance. The dreams just don't magically come true. This is good for that. Just on how we treat everybody equitably. We don't treat them based on preconceived notions because they look a certain way or because people we've known that have looked like them have acted badly. It doesn't mean they're going to act badly.
Yep.
There's all kinds of really deep meanings. You can take this at surface value and it's just a fun film. But really, for younger children, you can really open up a lot of discussions with this. Well, how do you think, how do you think Nick felt when everybody thinks all foxes are crafty? So everybody just thought Nick was crafty. I mean, just think of all the modern day examples you could, you can attribute that to, based on race and things like that. Also for older children, you can even get into discussions on government, even to discussions of how, fascist leaders, in order to get people on their side, they have the population focus on a certain group of people based on their religion or based on their ethnicity. I mean, we saw that in World War II. We're seeing that now. We saw that in the film, based on a certain type of species. So, I mean, this really hits at all kinds of levels, this film. Also, I'm hoping they make this into a series because the way it ended, this could be a weekly TV series.
Really?
And I would watch it. Yeah, I don't want to give too much away, but
yeah, I'm glad you're not because
this could be. I mean, this is the ultimate buddy. It's a buddy film, sort of the way Toy Story is. Maybe not as quite as successful as that, but it's a nice buddy film. But they had to work at it, just like Woody and Buzz. Woody had to work at it as well. That same kind of journey happened in this film. And once people got over preconceived notion, judging people based on their species in this case, then the friendship formed. So I don't know, Nancy, what are your thoughts on it?
I thought it was an incredibly well-written story, and I agree with you on all of your points. It was such a fresh story, or a fresh take for a Disney movie. I certainly wouldn't have expected the story to be like the story was. I thought the voice acting was amazing. I thought the scenarios were amazing, how one thing led to another to another. Oh my gosh. Just the whole concept of Zootopia and the boroughs and districts. The animation going from district to district was phenomenal. And just the little touches that each district was maintained and had its, environment kept a certain way and created a certain way. And
the level of detail.
Yes.
In all of those scenes.
The sprinklers in the rainforest.
And Rodent Town, or whatever it's called.
Oh my God, the Rodent Town was phenomenal. Just the level, when the train pulls up, and they really thought about all of the civilians and making things accessible for all of the civilians. Mm-hmm. Just the detail, the level of detail like that was great. And Ginny Goodwin did an amazing job as Ginny Hops.
Yes.
Or as
all of the...
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know
all
what
the
I mean.
voice actors
Judy
were
Hopps,
spectacular.
yes. Ginny Goodwin did an amazing job with the voice acting.
It's Jason Bateman, right? The other?
Jason Bateman.
Perfect. He was perfect.
Cool.
Was he?
Casting
I like
was
Jason
amazing.
Bateman.
The casting was, and there was one that we were surprised about. Oh, one of the voices is the same voice actor that plays Grunkle Ford in Gravity Falls. Which we just recently, now that they've ended that series on the Disney Channel, our kids just recently got into it. But so it was fun picking out different voice actors from the crowd and
stay through at least half the credits. There's a payoff. But then you can leave because then it's just regular credits. There's nothing at the very end.
What was there halfway through the credits? Because we stayed through the whole thing.
I'll tell you after the show.
Never mind.
Remember that they're sent on a case.
No, see that we saw.
I haven't seen the movie yet, so
Okay, we just saw credits.
I want to be surprised.
We just saw credits. We didn't see anything special.
Michael, Michael.
Yes, definitely. We'll talk later.
Email you later. Okay. Let's...
Wait a minute. Never mind. I think I got it. Okay. Never mind.
Moving on.
Yes. When they go to the real credits, that's when you can leave.
Yeah.
All right.
When they go to the real credits.
Stop it.
Off my headphones.
Yeah. All right. Let's move on. Michael, rapid fire numero 2.
All right. Actually, for this one, I don't know why it took them so long.
Right?
Well, now you have a whole tasty new way to watch World of Color. This will be the last thing in the park that doesn't have a dessert party. Mm-hmm. Anyway, you can end your magical day at Disney California Adventure Park. Beginning March 17th, 2016, they're going to have a nightly sparkling dessert party with reserved seating and a spectacular view of World of Color Celebrate.
Did you say seating?
Seating, yes. Whoa. They're going to have high top tables and chairs, which I wish they had lower ones, because some people, can't get in those big chairs.
But that way you can see over the crowd.
Yeah, probably. And you get to enjoy a sweet and savory selection of desserts, elegantly plated on china. How many of those are going to end up in people's purses? Desserts include a dulce de leche. How do you say that?
Oh, dulce de leche.
Thank you. Filled cookie. A Mickey coconut macaroon. If you don't like coconut, I hope they substitute. A selection of fruit and artisanal cheese, just to name a few. Adults can indulge in sparkling wine, and sparkling cider will be available for guests under 21 years of age or adults who don't drink alcohol, I would imagine. Cost is $79 per person, tax and gratuity included. Reservations are highly recommended, and you can make them now. Again, that link that Tom's going to have up in the show notes, you can make reservations for the World of Color dessert party, or you can call 714-781-DINE, D-I-N-E.
Very cool. We need to do that. All right.
Yes.
Yes, we do.
Nancy.
Okay, I'm going to take us off Disney property
What?
for my next one. Well, not everything exciting this week has happened over on Disney property.
A lot of it, though.
Well, yeah,
Okay.
but not everything. For instance, Legoland California added their buy one day get 4 free and splash at the water park pass. How often do you hear
Ooh.
that? So Legoland's got a few things going on right now. So that's the first one, is buy one day get 4 free. It's an online exclusive, so you have to buy it ahead of time. All visits must occur within 5 days of the first visit. It gives you unlimited admission to Legoland California, Sea Life Aquarium, and Legoland Water Park. Ticket prices: adult is $117, that's ages 13 and up, and child ages 3 to 12 is $111. So that is an extremely good deal if you're
Sounds like
planning
it.
on doing. Yeah. So, with that, you could also take advantage, between now and it ends May 15th, save over $200, kids stay and play free family package. So, 1 night stay in your choice of themed rooms, 2 2-day adults, 2 free kids, 2-day Legoland Sea Life Hopper tickets, free buffet for breakfast for all guests in room. That's another one. Hang on. And, there's another, let's see. Same thing, offer valid for stays now through March 18th, so I'm not sure what that one is that's different. The kids stay and play free. So that might just be kids. So if you've got the buy one day get 4 free, you can use that for the kids. And then last but not least, the Lego Friends rooms are now available to book for stays starting March 10th. So not only do they have the original rooms, which are the Pirate Kingdom or Adventure rooms, they now also have Lego Friends rooms. And those also have the bunk beds, and it says the design is basically complete with the cafe, the stables, and their very own Lego treehouse. So it looks like the kids' room is done up like the treehouse, and
sounds cool.
the main adult bed area is like the stables. So there you go. And would that leave the cafe as the bathroom? I don't know.
Ew.
Kind of seems a little odd. But anyway, that is, all the, latest, poop or scoop on the, Legoland stables.
Jeez. All right.
I didn't know how to tie that up, so there you go.
Apparently. All right, thank you, Nancy. Yeah, we had tons of rapid fire this week, so we couldn't pick, so we did it twice.
There was so much to talk about.
There was tons. All right, folks, for those of you listening live on Mixler, stay tuned for Nancy's segment about making sure your kid has the best time ever at the Disneyland Resort. Otherwise, that is going to do it for the segment of the Diz Unplugged. Be sure to catch all of our other Diz Unplugged podcasts this week. And of course, we will be back again with you next week. Until then, remember, Disneyland is always more magical when it's shared. Thanks for listening.
Hey Mambo, do do do. Hey Mambo, still dancing.